Hello, friends, and welcome back to the channel. If you're passionate about trading and want to master not just the markets, but your own mind, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful books on trading psychology, Mastering the Mental Game of Trading by Steve Goldstein. This book goes deep into what really separates successful traders from the rest. And trust me, it's not just strategy, it's mindset. Before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support keeps us going and helps more traders discover this valuable content. So sit back, relax, and let's begin this journey into mastering the mental game of trading. Chapter 1: The Mental Game: Mastering Yourself, the Key to Trading Mastery. Welcome to the mental battlefield of trading, where your biggest competitor isn't the market, it's you. In this opening chapter, Steve Goldstein invites us into a world that many traders overlook, the inner game. And this, he says, is where the real edge lies. Goldstein doesn't start with charts or indicators. No, he begins with something far more powerful, you, the trader. Because the truth is, it doesn't matter how advanced your strategies are if you can't manage the one thing that matters most, your mind. With decades of experience as both a trader and a coach, Steve has watched talented individuals rise and fall, not because of poor analysis, but because of unchecked emotions, limiting beliefs, and self-sabotaging habits. And he's crystal clear. Psychological mastery is not just an advantage, it's essential. He introduces a key distinction in this chapter between the outer game of trading, your technical skills, strategies, analysis, and the inner game, your mindset, emotional control, self-awareness. Most traders spend years mastering the former, but it's the latter that separates the consistently successful from the constantly struggling. Why? Because trading is a performance activity that plays out under intense pressure, uncertainty, and constant feedback. You're not just making decisions, you're reacting to wins, losses, surprises, and doubts. And each one of those moments becomes a mirror, reflecting your deepest fears and hopes. Goldstein paints this clearly. In trading, you don't just trade the markets, you trade your beliefs, your emotions, your identity. That's why he puts such strong emphasis on the inner game. Because until you truly understand yourself, your patterns, triggers, fears, and strengths, you'll be at the mercy of forces within you that you barely notice. But this isn't just a call for self-help. This is trader development at its core. The journey to trading excellence, Steve says, begins with self-awareness. The ability to observe yourself, your thoughts, your impulses, your reactions in real time. And from there, to evolve. The market rewards those who know themselves, who can stay grounded when things go sideways, who can act with clarity instead of emotion, and who can adapt, grow, and recover. Because let's face it, everyone faces fear, doubt, and frustration. But the ones who master the mental game, they learn to use those emotions as feedback. They don't suppress them. They work with them, skillfully and deliberately. Your performance as a trader is a reflection of your relationship with yourself. Mastering the market begins with mastering your mind. This is the foundation. Without it, even the best strategy will crumble under pressure. Chapter 2: Introducing the Performance Process Cycle. Picture this: you step into the market, not just with a strategy in hand, but with a calm mind, clear intention, and sharp focus. You're not reacting, you're performing. That's not luck, that's process. In this chapter, Steve Goldstein reveals what he calls the performance process cycle, a 4-phase mental model designed to help traders navigate the psychological demands of trading. Think of it as your internal GPS for navigating uncertainty, risk, and high-stakes decisions. Now let's break it down. The cycle moves through 4 key stages. 1. Being. This is where it all begins. It's your state of mind before you even place a trade. Are you grounded? Are you present? Or are you stressed, rushed, and clouded by emotion? Goldstein emphasizes that trading doesn't start with a click. It starts with who you are before the click. This phase is about awareness, readiness, and alignment. Number 2, production. This is the moment you step into action. You're analyzing, planning, preparing to take a position. But here's the twist. It's not just about strategy. It's about making decisions with clarity amidst uncertainty. Goldstein says, good production is about being deliberate, not reactive. It's about staying focused on what you can control, even when markets are anything but. 3. Performance. Now you're live. You're in the trade. Your heart's pounding. Markets are moving. This is the heat of the moment. And this is where most traders either shine or spiral. The performance phase tests your discipline, your emotional regulation, and your ability to stay in process, to trust your edge without getting hijacked by fear or greed. 4. Letting go. This might just be the most overlooked stage. It's the ability to step back, win or lose, and release attachment to the outcome. Goldstein describes this as a superpower. Letting go doesn't mean not caring. It means not clinging. It allows you to reset, reflect, and prepare for the next trade with a clean mental slate. Now, here's the magic. This isn't a one-time thing. It's a cycle, a living, breathing rhythm that flows through every trading day, every decision, every outcome. It creates structure in chaos. It brings discipline without rigidity and objectivity without detachment. What makes this model powerful is its simplicity and its realism. It acknowledges that traders aren't machines. We're human. We get tired. We get emotional. And this cycle gives us a way to manage that humanity, not ignore it. The performance process cycle gives you a structured way to prepare, act, adapt, and recover in the markets. It's your personal feedback loop for mental clarity, consistent execution, and growth. Chapter 3. The Behavioral Gap. Let's get real. Every trader at some point has looked back at a decision and thought, why on earth did I do that? The setup was clear. The plan was solid. And yet, something got in the way. That something? That's what Steve Goldstein calls the behavioral gap. He shines a bright light on the space between what you could achieve, your true trading potential, and what you actually achieve in the markets. And the culprit behind this gap? Not your lack of knowledge, not poor strategy. It's your own psychology. This is where things get deeply personal. Goldstein walks us through the hidden forces that distort our decisions. Fear of losing, fear of missing out, the need to be right, overconfidence, hesitation, revenge trading. The list goes on. These aren't just abstract emotions. They are powerful disruptors that hijack your process in real time, often without you even noticing. You know that moment when you're in a winning trade and you cut it too early because you got nervous? Or when you double down on a loser, hoping it'll turn around because your ego can't take the loss? That's the behavioral gap in action. Goldstein explains that the problem isn't having emotions. Emotions are part of being human. The problem is letting those emotions run the show. That's what creates inconsistency. That's what blocks growth. That's what widens the gap. But here's the good news. This gap isn't permanent. It's malleable. Goldstein offers the tools to start closing it. He encourages traders to observe their patterns. Not judge, not suppress, but observe. Because awareness is the first step. The more you understand how your emotions show up in your trading, the more you can anticipate them and eventually navigate through them. He also stresses the importance of self-reflection, journaling, and feedback loops. These aren't just checkboxes, they're mirrors, and they help you make the unconscious conscious. But perhaps the most powerful message here is this: the behavioral gap is not a flaw in your system. It is the system. And the moment you decide to work with your psychology, instead of fighting it or ignoring it, you begin to trade from a place of clarity rather than chaos. Your biggest edge isn't out there in the market. It's within you. Address the emotional and behavioral flaws holding you back, and your performance will rise to meet your potential. Chapter 4. The two risk approaches, player approach versus house approach. In the world of trading, everyone's looking for an edge. But what if your real edge isn't in your setup? It's in the way you think about risk. Steve Goldstein introduces a powerful lens for understanding trader behavior, something he calls the two approaches theory. It's not about strategies or timeframes. It's about your philosophy of risk. And it boils down to this: are you trading like a player or like the house? Let's start with the player approach. This is the classic image of a risk taker. The player is out there making bold calls, swinging for the fences, driven by instinct, gut feeling, or a strong market view. It's an approach rooted in conviction, sometimes even ego. The player wants to be right. They love the thrill, the rush, the idea of outsmarting the market. But here's the catch. The player lives and dies by the outcome of individual trades. If things go well, they win big. But if things go sideways, and let's face it, the market doesn't care how confident you are, they're exposed. Emotionally, financially, mentally. Now flip the coin, and you get the house approach. Think of a casino. The house doesn't need to win every hand. It doesn't bet on outcomes, it bets on probabilities. It has a system, and it trusts that system. The house controls risk, sets limits, and plays the long game. It focuses on process, not prediction. Goldstein explains that traders operating from the house mindset are detached from individual outcomes. They don't get rattled by a single loss because they understand. Trading is a numbers game. It's about consistency, not perfection. The contrast is striking, and it matters. Because many traders say they want consistency, but they operate like players. They're reactive, emotional, and heavily attached to being right. And that creates misalignment, a deep disconnect between how they think and how they trade. Goldstein's insight here is sharp. Neither approach is wrong. But what's dangerous is not knowing which one you're actually using. He urges traders to identify their natural bias. Are you more intuitive and expressive? You might lean player. More analytical and disciplined? You may be a natural house. But more importantly, ask yourself, does your approach to risk match your mindset and personality? If not, you're setting yourself up for internal conflict and inconsistent results. He also warns against flipping unconsciously between the two. That leads to chaos. One day you're taking wild bets. The next, you're risk-averse and paralyzed. This back and forth confuses your internal system and erodes your edge. The solution? Clarity, alignment, conscious choice. When you understand your preferred risk approach, you stop trying to be someone you're not. You build a style that fits you. And that's when trading becomes more natural, more sustainable, and more successful. Know thyself and trade accordingly. When your risk approach aligns with your mindset, you unlock flow, confidence, and resilience. Chapter 5, The 2 Risk Approaches in Trading. Steve Goldstein introduced us to the 2 risk approaches, the player and the house. It was all about philosophy. But now, in Chapter 5, he takes it a step deeper into real-world trading application. Because let's be honest, knowing the theory is one thing, but how do you actually apply it to the chaos and pressure of live markets? Goldstein starts by helping us see that these 2 approaches are not just mental models. They're living strategies that show up differently in trading styles, decision-making, and risk behaviors. Let's break them down again, but now from a practical lens. The player approach in trading is fast, intuitive, and bold. Think of the discretionary trader who thrives on short-term setups, who's not afraid to take a shot when they feel the timing is right. It's high conviction, high risk, and often high emotion. But when it works, it can be explosive. The key here is that the player needs strong emotional agility, the ability to bounce back from being wrong, to handle drawdowns, and to stay composed even when flying close to the flame. Now, the house approach in trading is methodical, data-driven, and risk-controlled. It's the trader who builds systems, follows rules, tests ideas, and trusts in long-term probabilities. There's less drama, but more consistency. It's about edge over time, not big bets on bold ideas. For this to succeed, the trader needs discipline, patience, and trust in the process, even when the short term feels uncertain or frustrating. Goldstein offers examples of how these approaches fit into actual trading behaviors. A player-style trader might thrive in volatile, fast-moving markets, like intraday trading during earnings season or scalping news events. They can think on their feet, adapt, and strike quickly. A house-style trader might perform best in trend-following or systematic strategies, where entry and exit rules are predefined and emotional bias is minimized. But here's the core message of the chapter. There is no right approach. There is only the one that's right for you. Goldstein emphasizes that your trading approach must reflect your psychological profile. Are you naturally intuitive, spontaneous, and energetic? You may lean player. Are you more analytical, measured, and risk-averse? The house style might suit you better. He warns against the danger of copying someone else's style just because it seems successful. That often leads to friction, inner conflict, poor decision-making, and inconsistent performance. Why? Because your strategy might be solid, but if it doesn't match your mindset, you won't execute it well. He also introduces the idea that some traders can blend the two, developing a hybrid approach. But again, this requires deep self-awareness and careful structure. Without clarity, hybrids can turn into confusion. Ultimately, what Goldstein wants us to see is this: trading is personal, deeply personal, and success comes not from forcing yourself into someone else's mold, but from crafting an approach that honors who you are. Key takeaway? The closer your trading style aligns with your natural psychology, the more effortlessly you'll execute, and the more consistent your results will become. Chapter 6: The Two Approaches and the Trader's Psychological Contract. In trading, the most important contract you'll ever sign isn't with a broker, it's with yourself. The psychological contract is a silent agreement you make deep down, aligning your trading approach with your personal goals, values, and beliefs. And when you get this right, everything else in your trading life falls into place. Goldstein explains that every trader, consciously or unconsciously, has a set of values and goals that influence their risk approach. If you're someone who values quick results, high stakes, and emotional engagement, then the player approach might feel like home. But if you value consistency, calculated risks, and long-term growth, the house approach will resonate more deeply. The trouble arises when there's a misalignment between your approach and your deeper values. For example, if your heart says you're a consistent long-term thinker, house, but your actions are impulsive, speculative, and risk-hungry, player, you'll end up in internal conflict. That's when self-doubt, frustration, and inconsistency creep in, affecting your performance. Goldstein emphasizes that the key to a successful psychological contract is clarity. When you're clear on what you value, what you truly want, and how you want to trade, you can create a mental space that is aligned with your decisions. It's about consciously choosing the approach that feels natural to you and then sticking to it, so you can avoid the psychological tension that happens when you're trying to trade in a way that doesn't fit who you are. A well-aligned psychological contract also means recognizing that consistency is the goal, not necessarily perfection. It's about being comfortable in your approach, knowing that you'll face wins and losses, but you'll navigate them with clarity and purpose. When your actions align with your beliefs, your trading becomes less about reacting and more about executing a strategy you genuinely believe in. That's when the mental game of trading becomes a lot easier and a lot more rewarding. Chapter 7: Positive Expectancy. Think about the most successful traders you know. What sets them apart? It's not luck. It's not insider information. It's the edge they carry with them. Steve Goldstein introduces the concept of positive expectancy, which is essentially the statistical edge that gives traders an advantage in the market over time. Now, positive expectancy isn't something that guarantees success in every single trade. But when you have an edge, it means that, on average, your strategy is designed to make you profitable over the long term. It's the idea that your wins outweigh your losses in a way that creates growth. The power lies in staying consistent and sticking to the plan. Goldstein emphasizes that psychological discipline is the key to truly capitalizing on this edge. Because here's the thing, just because you have an edge doesn't mean you'll automatically profit. You have to be able to execute consistently without being swayed by fear, greed, or impatience. It's all about trusting your edge and letting it play out over time, rather than jumping in and out of trades based on momentary emotions. Goldstein gives real-world examples of traders who, despite having a clear edge, struggle with their mental game. They enter trades not based on their strategy, but because they're emotionally reacting to the market. And guess what? This undermines their edge, because their results are based on impulses, not a consistent system. Focus is everything. Having a strategy that gives you a positive expectancy is only part of the equation. You also need the mental clarity to stay on track, even when the market tests you. Goldstein advises that when you start doubting your edge or get too attached to short-term outcomes, you're already stepping off the path to success. The bottom line? Your edge is only as strong as your ability to stick with it. when you stay mentally focused, when you manage your emotions, and when you trust your process, you're setting yourself up to capitalize on the advantage you've worked so hard to develop. Your edge isn't just in your strategy, it's in your mindset. Mental focus and discipline are what sustain your edge over time. Chapter 8, the being phase. Before you make a single trade, there's something crucial you need to do. It's not about charts, setups, or indicators. It's about preparing your mind. This is the focus of the being phase. In this phase, Goldstein dives deep into the mental preparation required to trade effectively. He talks about the importance of entering a mindful state, being present and calm. You can't trade well if your mind is scattered, overwhelmed, or reacting impulsively. So, Goldstein introduces practices like mindfulness and visualization to help you achieve clarity and mental focus before you even enter the market. Mindfulness, in particular, allows you to clear your mind of distractions and tune in to what's happening in the present moment. It's about quieting the noise, the market's fluctuations, your thoughts and emotional responses, and creating space for objective, calm decision-making. Goldstein also emphasizes the power of visualization. When you visualize yourself executing a trade with confidence and discipline, you're mentally rehearsing your ideal behavior. Visualization primes you to act from a place of clarity instead of reacting impulsively when things get chaotic. It's about setting the right mental tone for the day, so you're ready to make decisions based on your strategy, not your emotions. This phase is all about reducing impulsive decisions. The market will throw uncertainty, fear, and excitement at you. But if you enter the market with a grounded mindset, you're much more likely to stay calm and follow your plan. Goldstein explains that mental preparation isn't just a nice to have, it's essential. A trader who skips this phase will likely jump into the market with tension, impatience, or emotional attachment to outcomes, which sets them up for reactive, emotional decisions. But when you begin with a calm mind, focused, present, and centered, you've already given yourself the best chance for effective trading. A calm mind sets the stage for success. When you prepare mentally before diving into the market, you'll make decisions that align with your strategy, not your impulses. Chapter 9, Trading, the Ego, and the 3 Ps of High Performance. In trading, your biggest enemy isn't the market. It's often your own ego. Ego can cloud your judgment, trigger impulsive decisions, and lead you away from your best strategy. Goldstein digs deep into this powerful force and explains how it can sabotage your performance if left unchecked. The ego in trading is the part of you that wants to be right, the part that takes losses personally, and the part that gets frustrated when the market doesn't go your way. When ego takes over, it can push you to make trades based on pride or fear, rather than logic and strategy. This chapter is all about recognizing and managing that ego to stay on track. Goldstein introduces the 3 Ps of high performance as a framework for taming the ego and keeping yourself in a state of flow. These 3 Ps, purpose, process, and presence, serve as your mental anchor when the market tries to throw you off course. Purpose. Know why you're trading. What's your long-term vision? What drives you to trade? When you have a clear sense of purpose, your ego takes a back seat. You're no longer chasing immediate gratification or validation. You're focused on the bigger picture. Process. This is your system, your strategy. Trusting the process means sticking to your plan, regardless of what the market is doing or how your ego is trying to influence you. The process is something you can control, unlike the market's unpredictable nature. It's a way to keep the ego in check and avoid making decisions based on emotions. Presence. This is all about being in the moment, focusing on what's happening right now, not what happened on the last trade or what might happen on the next one. Presence allows you to respond, not react, to the market. It helps you stay calm, grounded, and clear-headed, especially when emotions run high. Goldstein explains that when you focus on these 3 Ps, purpose, process, and presence, you're effectively creating a mental shield against the ego's disruptive forces. Instead of making decisions based on your desire to win or your fear of losing, you're acting from a place of discipline, clarity, and confidence. When you can manage your ego and stay connected to the three Ps, trading stops being a battle between you and the market. It becomes a process of high performance, where each decision is based on strategy, not emotion. Control your ego and embrace the three Ps: purpose, process, and presence to enhance your performance and make trading a smoother, more rewarding experience. Chapter 10: What the Market Wants for You. In trading, it's easy to get caught up in the idea that you're constantly battling the market, trying to outsmart it or force it to bend to your will. But Goldstein flips that narrative in this chapter. He personifies the market as something you need to align with, not fight. The market is not an enemy. It's a force, constantly shifting, evolving, and moving based on countless variables. And as a trader, your job isn't to control it, it's to understand it, respect it, and adapt to it. When you can do that, you create a powerful foundation for success. Goldstein stresses that humility is a key element of this mindset. You can't force the market to do what you want. Instead, you need to approach it with a sense of humility. Acknowledge that the market doesn't care about your positions or your opinions. It will move as it moves, and your job is to adapt to those movements. The market will test you. It will throw surprises, unpredictability, and losses your way. But the traders who thrive are the ones who can stay flexible and embrace the uncertainty. By respecting the market's nature, you build the mental strength to stay grounded and focused, no matter how chaotic things get. Goldstein also emphasizes that adaptability is a trader's superpower. Instead of resisting the market's movements or trying to predict them with certainty, successful traders flow with the market. They adjust their strategies, remain open to new opportunities, and stay humble in their approach. This adaptability not only protects you from unnecessary losses, but it also enhances your ability to spot profitable opportunities when they arise. By respecting the market's inherent nature, you create an environment where your trading mindset becomes one of openness, learning, and resilience. Rather than battling the market, you are working with it, making decisions with a sense of calm and understanding. When you respect the market, rather than fighting against it, you foster the mental resilience needed to navigate both the ups and downs of trading. Adaptability and humility are your allies in this journey. Chapter 11: The Power of Purpose. In trading, there are times when the market feels like a whirlwind, pulling you in different directions, making you second-guess your decisions, and pushing you to act impulsively. But in the midst of that chaos, there's one thing that can keep you grounded: purpose. Goldstein dives into how having a clear sense of purpose can drive disciplined, focused, and successful trading. Without purpose, trading can feel aimless, like you're just floating from one trade to the next without a real goal in sight. But when you know why you're trading, what you're working toward, and what values drive you, every decision becomes easier to make. You can stay focused, avoid distractions, and make decisions that align with your bigger goals. Goldstein offers exercises to help you define your personal trading goals, questions that make you reflect on what really matters to you as a trader. What do you want from trading in the long run? What values do you hold most dear? When you align your actions with those values, you create a solid foundation for decision-making. It's not about chasing profits or trying to win at every trade. It's about staying true to your deeper motivations. The power of purpose is that it gives you something to return to, especially when the market feels overwhelming or when your emotions are running high. When you face setbacks or losses, your purpose is what keeps you moving forward. It helps you view challenges as part of the journey, not as reasons to quit or act impulsively. Purpose becomes your anchor, your guiding light, ensuring that each trade aligns with your long-term vision. Goldstein reminds us that a strong sense of purpose also serves as a source of motivation. There will be tough days, moments of doubt, and frustration, but when you're clear on your purpose, it gives you the strength to continue, to push through, and to stay disciplined in your approach. Having a clear purpose is what keeps your mind focused, your actions aligned with your values, and your motivation high, no matter what the market throws your way. Chapter 12: The trader's bargain with their self. In trading, there's a silent, often overlooked agreement that every successful trader makes, and that's the bargain with themselves. It's a commitment to discipline, a promise to stay true to the process, and a decision to consistently honor your strategy. Goldstein explains that this bargain is about more than just making a decision once. It's about making an ongoing commitment to yourself, even when things get tough. It's easy to promise yourself that you'll stick to a strategy in theory, but the real test comes when the market presents opportunities to break your own rules. That's when your internal bargain really matters. To maintain consistency in your trading, you need to make sure that this agreement is clear and unbreakable. You're not just trading for profits, you're trading to stay true to your commitment, to yourself, your process, and your growth. Every time you follow your strategy and stay disciplined, you honor that bargain. And with each small victory of discipline, you build stronger mental resilience. Goldstein emphasizes that self-commitment is the cornerstone of this bargain. It's not about relying on willpower alone. It's about aligning your actions with your values and sticking to your plan because you've made a promise to yourself. This commitment gives you the strength to stay consistent, even when emotions or impulses try to pull you off track. The key here is to remind yourself of the importance of the process. The market will always be unpredictable, but the way you approach it doesn't have to be. This internal agreement gives you a structure to fall back on so you can trade with confidence, knowing that you're honoring your commitment to your strategy, not letting momentary emotions dictate your decisions. A solid bargain with yourself, your commitment to discipline and process, strengthens mental discipline and ensures consistency no matter what the market throws your way. Chapter 13. Detached Curiosity. In the world of trading, emotions can cloud judgment, leading to impulsive decisions that stray from your strategy. But what if you could observe the market without getting emotionally involved? Goldstein introduces the concept of detached curiosity, a powerful mindset that allows you to approach the market with a neutral, non-judgmental stance. The key to detached curiosity is all about observing without getting emotionally attached to the outcome. When you approach the market with curiosity, you stop seeing trades as personal wins or losses. Instead, you start viewing them as data points, valuable information that helps you learn, adapt, and improve over time. This mindset keeps you objective and prevents emotional biases from influencing your decisions. Goldstein shares several techniques to cultivate this mindset. One of the most powerful is to step back and reflect on your emotions without judgment. If you feel excitement, fear, or frustration, simply acknowledge those emotions without letting them dictate your next move. By observing your emotional state, you create space between yourself and the market, giving you the clarity needed to make rational decisions. He also discusses how curiosity can be a tool for growth. Instead of reacting to market movements with fear or greed, you can use curiosity to ask questions like, why did the market move in this direction? What can I learn from this? This shift in perspective allows you to be more open to new information and better prepared to adapt your strategy. Goldstein emphasizes that neutral observation doesn't mean you're detached from your goals or from the market. It simply means you're not attached to specific outcomes. By letting go of emotional attachment to wins or losses, you become more resilient and better equipped to handle the unpredictability of the market. Neutral observation through detached curiosity is a powerful tool for improving your decision-making. It helps you avoid emotional biases and approach trading with a calm, objective mindset. Chapter 14. Presence, your true self. In the fast-paced world of trading, it's easy to get caught up in the rush of emotions, fear of loss, greed for gain, or excitement over a quick win. But Goldstein teaches us that the key to successful trading is staying present, connecting with your true self. When you're fully present, you're free from these emotional distractions, able to make decisions based on clarity and focus, not impulse. Goldstein explains that presence is about being in the moment, fully immersed in the task at hand, without being pulled by past mistakes or future anxieties. It's a state of mindful awareness where you're not focused on the outcome of any single trade, but on making the right decisions in the moment. This is where your true self can thrive, unaffected by fear or greed. To cultivate this presence, Goldstein offers several mindfulness practices. One of the simplest yet most effective is taking a few deep breaths before each trade. This helps you center yourself, calm your mind, and prepare for clear, focused decision-making. Another practice is to regularly check in with yourself during the day, asking, "Am I present or am I being pulled by emotions?" These moments of reflection help you stay grounded and make conscious choices instead of reacting out of fear or excitement. Goldstein highlights that being present allows you to be objective in your approach. When you're present, you're not attached to outcomes. You're just focused on the process and trusting your strategy. It's about letting go of external pressures and tuning into the market with an open mind. Presence also fosters mental resilience. Trading is filled with ups and downs, but when you're anchored in the present, setbacks don't derail you. You're able to stay focused on your strategy and maintain clarity even when the market gets chaotic. By embracing presence, you empower yourself to make decisions based on your plan, not on momentary emotions. Presence, being fully in the moment, enhances your clarity and focus, allowing you to trade from a place of calm, free from the influence of fear and greed. Chapter 15, Effective Journaling. In trading, self-awareness is key to growth, and one of the best tools to build that awareness is journaling. Goldstein introduces journaling not just as a task to track your trades, but as a powerful tool for self-reflection. Through journaling, you can analyze not only your actions, but also the emotions driving those actions, helping you improve your strategies over time. Goldstein stresses that journaling should go beyond just noting down profits and losses. It's about capturing your emotional state during each trade. How did you feel before the trade? Was there any fear, excitement, or impatience that influenced your decisions? After the trade, how did you feel? Proud, frustrated, calm, or stressed? By consistently reflecting on these emotions, you can gain a deeper understanding of how your feelings affect your performance. Goldstein provides templates for effective trade analysis. These templates help guide your journaling process, ensuring you record important details like the trade setup, the rationale behind your decision, and the outcome. He encourages traders to note what went right and what went wrong in each trade, but also to reflect on how emotions influence those outcomes. This helps you identify patterns in your behavior and adjust accordingly, fostering a mindset of continuous improvement. One of the most powerful benefits of journaling is that it promotes discipline. By holding yourself accountable for your actions and emotions, you reinforce the importance of sticking to your strategy, even when emotions try to pull you in different directions. This practice builds consistency, helping you make decisions based on your plan, not your impulses. Goldstein also notes that journaling creates a space for growth. As you track your trades over time, you begin to see trends in your thinking, behavior, and emotions. This self-awareness allows you to make adjustments, refine your strategies, and ultimately become a more disciplined and focused trader. Journaling helps build self-awareness and discipline, enabling you to track emotions, reflect on your decisions, and refine your strategies for better trading performance. Chapter 16, The Production Phase. The production phase is where the rubber meets the road in trading. It's the part of the process where you actively identify market opportunities and make decisions based on your strategy. However, Goldstein emphasizes the importance of maintaining objectivity during this phase, because the market is filled with both valuable signals and distracting noise. The challenge lies in recognizing the valid signals and filtering out everything else. Goldstein discusses how easy it is to get overwhelmed by the constant flow of market information. With so many charts, news updates, and price movements, it can be tempting to jump on every opportunity that presents itself. But here's where discipline plays a critical role. You need to stick to your plan, focus on the signals that align with your strategy, and avoid being lured by irrelevant noise that can lead to poor decisions. The key to effective signal recognition is learning to separate emotion from analysis. Often, fear or greed can make us see things that aren't there, causing us to act impulsively. But when you approach the market with clear, rational thinking, you're more likely to make decisions based on objective analysis rather than emotional impulses. Goldstein also highlights that overtrading is one of the dangers of this phase. When you're constantly jumping into trades because you think there's an opportunity around every corner, you end up spreading yourself too thin and risking unnecessary losses. Maintaining discipline allows you to filter out the noise and focus only on the trades that align with your strategy, preventing overtrading and the emotional roller coaster that comes with it. Ultimately, the production phase is about precision and focus. It's not about trying to catch every move in the market, but about staying disciplined, recognizing valid signals, and acting on them with confidence. Discipline in signal recognition is crucial to prevent overtrading and ensures that you're making decisions based on objective analysis rather than emotional impulses. Chapter 17, Preparing to Make an Educated Guess. Trading is often framed as making educated guesses in a world full of uncertainty. Goldstein acknowledges that no one can predict the market with complete certainty. Instead, successful traders make decisions based on probabilities, assessing the likelihood of various outcomes based on available data. The key, then, is to approach each trade with a structured analysis that allows you to make confident, informed guesses rather than acting on blind intuition. Goldstein discusses how uncertainty is an inherent part of trading. The market will never provide clear, straightforward answers. There will always be an element of risk. But that doesn't mean traders are flying blind. By conducting thorough analysis, looking at historical data, market patterns, and potential catalysts, you can make educated decisions about where the market might go next. One of the most important strategies he discusses is to assess probabilities. Instead of focusing on being right all the time, successful traders focus on the odds of a particular outcome. They weigh the potential reward against the risk, knowing that a series of well-calculated trades will lead to overall success, even if individual trades don't always go as planned. This mindset allows traders to embrace uncertainty and make decisions that are grounded in data rather than emotion. Goldstein also warns against the trap of overconfidence. It's easy to get caught up in the idea that you have a winning formula or a foolproof strategy. But this overconfidence can lead to reckless decision-making and poor risk management. Instead, he encourages traders to always remember that trading involves uncertainty, and even the most well-researched guess could be wrong. This humility helps traders avoid making reckless trades and helps maintain mental clarity when facing uncertainty. Goldstein emphasizes that structured analysis is what separates successful traders from those who fail. By assessing probabilities, avoiding overconfidence, and making educated guesses rather than emotional decisions, traders can increase their odds of success. Structured analysis is essential to making confident decisions in an uncertain market and helps avoid overconfidence by focusing on probabilities rather than certainty. Chapter 18, The Map is Not the Terrain. In trading, just like in navigation, we often rely on models, strategies, or plans to guide our decisions. However, Goldstein warns that these models are just simplifications. They are not the reality. He uses the metaphor of a map. A map may guide you in a general direction, but it's never an exact replica of the terrain you're navigating. In the same way, trading models, though helpful, can never capture the full complexity of the market. The key to success is flexibility, the ability to adapt to the constantly changing landscape of the market. Goldstein emphasizes that rigid thinking based solely on a model can be dangerous. When traders become too attached to a strategy or model, they risk ignoring the dynamic nature of the market. Markets change, new information becomes available, and situations evolve. A strategy that worked well in one market environment might not be effective in another. Therefore, successful traders need to understand that their models are guides, not absolute truths, and they must remain open to adjustments as the market evolves. This is where adaptability plays a crucial role. By staying flexible and being willing to adjust your approach based on changing conditions, you can overcome rigid thinking. Instead of sticking to a model that no longer works, you'll be able to adapt and evolve your strategy to remain aligned with current market conditions. This ability to pivot when necessary is what helps traders navigate through uncertainty and avoid costly mistakes. Goldstein reminds us that while strategies and models provide structure, the market itself is alive, unpredictable, and constantly changing. Traders who can embrace uncertainty and adapt quickly will have the mental resilience to handle whatever challenges arise. Adaptability is crucial in trading. A rigid approach based solely on models can hinder your success. Being flexible and willing to adjust ensures you stay aligned with the ever-changing market. Chapter 19. Our natural limitations. As traders, we often think of ourselves as rational decision makers, but Goldstein highlights an important truth. Our natural limitations can significantly impact our performance. These limitations are cognitive and emotional in nature. They include factors like attention span, stress, and the tendency to overestimate our own abilities. Goldstein dives deep into how these limitations affect our trading and how we can become more aware of them to improve our performance. One of the most common limitations traders face is attention span. The market can be overwhelming with constant price movements, news, and data. Staying focused on the right information can be exhausting, and it's easy to get distracted by irrelevant noise. Goldstein stresses that cognitive overload can lead to poor decision-making and fatigue, which in turn negatively impacts your trades. Being aware of this limitation helps you manage your focus, ensuring you stay attentive to the most important information. Another significant limitation is stress. Trading inherently involves risk, and the emotional pressure can quickly build up. Stress leads to emotional reactions, such as anxiety or impulsiveness, which can cloud judgment. Goldstein suggests that developing techniques to manage stress, like mindfulness, relaxation exercises, or simply taking breaks, can greatly improve your mental clarity and ability to make rational decisions. Goldstein also points out that traders often have a tendency to overestimate their knowledge or abilities, a cognitive bias that can lead to overconfidence. This overconfidence can result in taking unnecessary risks or failing to stick to a strategy. Recognizing this bias allows traders to stay humble and continually reassess their decisions with a more critical eye. The main point is to be aware of the cognitive and emotional limitations that naturally arise in trading. By acknowledging these limitations, you can take steps to mitigate their impact. This might involve simplifying your decision-making process, learning to manage your stress, or recognizing when you're making decisions based on emotional impulses rather than objective analysis. Awareness of your natural limitations, whether cognitive or emotional, allows you to mitigate their impact, improving your performance and decision-making over time. Chapter 20. Mental Capital, Time of Day, and Decision-Making. Goldstein introduces the concept of mental capital, your cognitive and emotional energy, and how it fluctuates throughout the day, impacting your decision-making. He emphasizes that just as physical energy declines over time, so does our mental energy. This variation is crucial to consider when planning your trading day. Goldstein explains that mental clarity is at its peak during the early hours of the day for most traders, especially after a good night's rest. As the day progresses, mental fatigue sets in, making it harder to focus and make sound decisions. This is why timing your trades becomes so important. If you're trading during a time when your mental energy is low, you might find yourself more prone to impulsive decisions, overtrading, or missing critical market signals. To optimize your performance, Goldstein advises aligning your trading schedule with your natural energy patterns. This means taking advantage of the times when you're most mentally alert, often early in the day or after breaks, to make your most important trades. Conversely, during periods of mental fatigue, it's better to step back and avoid making big decisions. This strategic approach to timing your trades can significantly enhance your mental clarity, allowing you to make better, more confident decisions. Goldstein also points out that routine plays a role in managing mental capital. Establishing a daily routine that includes adequate rest, nutrition, and exercise can help maintain consistent mental energy throughout the day. By creating habits that support your cognitive and emotional well-being, you can extend your periods of optimal decision-making. The key takeaway here is that timing your trades in alignment with your natural mental rhythms can maximize your clarity and focus, leading to more effective decision-making. Optimizing your trading schedule based on your mental energy levels at different times of the day enhances mental clarity, ensuring better decisions and more successful trades. Chapter 21: Intuition and Trading. Goldstein delves into the concept of intuition in trading, describing it as a subconscious skill developed over time through experience. While trading often involves careful analysis and strategy, intuition plays a crucial role in helping traders make quick decisions when time is of the essence. It's not just a gut feeling, it's the culmination of past experiences, patterns, and knowledge that your brain has absorbed and can draw upon instantly. Goldstein explains that intuition in trading is not something mystical, but rather a mental shortcut. As traders gain more experience, they begin to recognize subtle patterns or shifts in the market that they may not even consciously notice. Their brain processes this information quickly and produces an intuitive response. This ability to make instant decisions is invaluable, especially in fast-moving markets where there's no time to analyze every detail. However, Goldstein also stresses that intuition must complement analytical skills, not replace them. Intuition is most effective when it is informed by a solid foundation of knowledge and experience. If a trader has spent enough time analyzing charts, understanding market behavior, and learning from past trades, their intuition will become a valuable tool in decision-making. But relying solely on intuition without any analytical backup can lead to reckless decisions or biases. Goldstein provides examples where experienced traders relied on their intuition to make decisions that were not entirely backed by data, but worked out well because of their deep understanding of the market. He also notes that intuition is not infallible. It can be influenced by emotional states, cognitive biases, or overconfidence. Therefore, it's important to balance intuition with logic and remain aware of your emotional state. Intuition is a powerful tool for making quick decisions in trading, especially when combined with analytical skills. The more experience you gain, the sharper your intuition becomes, helping you navigate the complexities of the market with greater confidence and speed. Intuition complements analytical skills in trading, enabling quick, confident decisions when informed by experience and market knowledge. Chapter 22: Learning to Trust Your Intuition. In this chapter, Goldstein builds on the previous discussion about intuition, focusing on how traders can develop and trust their intuitive abilities to make better decisions. While intuition is a powerful tool, it's not something that can be relied on overnight. It takes practice, reflection, and the right mindset to hone and trust your gut feelings when trading. Goldstein explains that the key to trusting your intuition is to develop a deep connection with the market. This comes from experience, spending time in the market, learning from both successes and mistakes, and gradually gaining insights into how different market conditions unfold. The more experience you accumulate, the sharper your intuition becomes, and the more confident you'll feel in making quick decisions based on it. To help traders strengthen their intuition, Goldstein offers specific exercises. One of them is to regularly review past trades, paying close attention to those decisions made on intuition and how they turned out. This reflection helps reinforce trust in your gut feelings, especially when they lead to profitable outcomes. It also allows you to recognize when your intuition was off, helping you avoid future mistakes. Goldstein stresses the importance of balancing intuition with data-driven analysis. While intuition is a valuable tool, it's still essential to back it up with solid research and data. Intuition should guide you toward opportunities, but your analytical skills should confirm whether the trade aligns with your strategy. This balance prevents you from falling into the trap of relying solely on feelings without proper validation. Another exercise Goldstein suggests is to practice mindfulness before trading. Taking a moment to clear your mind and center yourself can help reduce emotional interference, allowing your intuition to operate more clearly. When you're calm and focused, you're better able to listen to your subconscious insights and use them in conjunction with your analysis. The ultimate goal is to create a trusting relationship with your intuition, knowing when to rely on it and when to double-check it with more structured analysis. Trusted intuition, combined with a solid trading plan, can significantly boost your confidence and decisiveness, especially in fast-paced or uncertain situations. Developing and trusting your intuition enhances your trading confidence, but it should always be balanced with data-driven analysis for more reliable decision-making. Chapter 23. Meet Radical Uncertainty. Goldstein introduces the concept of radical uncertainty, a core challenge that every trader faces. Radical uncertainty refers to the inherent unpredictability of the market, where even the best strategies and models cannot fully account for all the variables at play. The markets are constantly shifting, influenced by countless factors that are often beyond anyone's control. Goldstein emphasizes that accepting this uncertainty is crucial for maintaining mental resilience in the face of market fluctuations. Goldstein argues that radical uncertainty is a natural part of trading. No matter how much data we analyze or how advanced our trading strategies become, there will always be an element of the unknown. Events can unfold unexpectedly, trends can reverse, and external factors can dramatically alter market dynamics. Traders who try to predict every move and eliminate all uncertainty will inevitably feel frustrated, anxious, and stressed when things don't go as planned. The key to thriving in a world of radical uncertainty is to embrace unpredictability. Goldstein suggests a mindset shift. Rather than viewing uncertainty as a threat, see it as an opportunity. By accepting that the market cannot be fully controlled, traders can let go of the need to be right all the time. This shift in perspective helps reduce stress, as it takes the pressure off having to predict every outcome with absolute certainty. Goldstein also shares that a flexible mindset is essential for dealing with radical uncertainty. Instead of rigidly sticking to a single plan or strategy, traders should be open to adjusting their approach as new information becomes available. This adaptability allows them to stay calm and make decisions without being overly attached to any one outcome. The final takeaway from this chapter is that by accepting the reality of uncertainty, traders can reduce stress and maintain a more balanced, focused approach. Accepting uncertainty doesn't mean giving up control, but rather acknowledging that some things are simply beyond our influence. This mindset fosters a more resilient and confident trader. Chapter 24. The Performance Phase. The performance phase is all about execution, the moment when a trader must act on their decisions and place their trades. Goldstein highlights that this phase can often be the most challenging, as it requires overcoming hesitation and maintaining confidence under pressure. Even when a trader has done the necessary analysis and preparation, executing the trade can still be daunting. The fear of making a mistake, the uncertainty of the market, or the pressure of a potential loss can all cause hesitation. Goldstein explains that hesitation is a natural response to uncertainty and risk. However, this hesitation can be detrimental to a trader's performance. It can lead to missed opportunities, second guessing, or even overtrading, as the trader attempts to compensate for lost opportunities. To avoid this, Goldstein emphasizes the importance of trusting the process, the systems, strategies, and routines that have been put in place. When traders trust their process, they can approach execution with a sense of confidence and clarity, instead of letting fear or doubt cloud their judgment. Confidence under pressure is another key aspect of the performance phase. Goldstein shares that successful traders have a strong belief in their approach, regardless of the outcome of any single trade. This confidence comes from knowing that their process is sound and that every trade, win or lose, is part of the larger picture of their trading journey. By maintaining confidence, traders can stay focused on the execution without becoming overly emotional or reactionary. Goldstein also suggests that traders develop a ritual or a routine for entering trades. Having a consistent method for execution can help reduce anxiety and increase the sense of control, making it easier to take action when the time comes. The key to successful execution in the performance phase is trusting in the process. When traders believe in their system, they can move beyond hesitation and execute with confidence, even under pressure. Chapter 25, Win or Lose, Everybody Gets What They Want Out of the Market. Goldstein explores a profound concept. Traders' subconscious desires significantly influence their outcomes in the market. He explains that the market doesn't just provide results based on strategy or skill. It also reflects the inner psychological state of the trader. Whether a trader wins or loses, they get what they want. But often, it's what they subconsciously expect or desire, not necessarily what they consciously intend. Goldstein emphasizes that traders may have subconscious beliefs, fears, and emotional needs that shape their behavior in the market. For example, a trader may subconsciously seek validation through big wins or avoid failure through cautious trades, even when these actions contradict their conscious trading goals. These subconscious desires can lead to self-sabotage, overtrading, or irrational decision-making. Goldstein encourages traders to become more self-aware and to align their actions with their conscious goals. By understanding their internal motivations and acknowledging how emotions like fear or greed affect their trading, traders can start making decisions that are more aligned with their true objectives. This alignment reduces the influence of subconscious desires and helps traders stay focused on long-term goals rather than emotional reactions to short-term outcomes. Self-awareness is key to identifying and addressing these unconscious drivers. Goldstein recommends using techniques such as mindfulness and journaling to track emotional patterns and to reflect on decisions made during each trade. This reflection allows traders to uncover any hidden motives or biases, helping them make more rational, objective decisions moving forward. Ultimately, the message of this chapter is that the market will mirror a trader's inner world. By becoming aware of and aligning with conscious goals, traders can shape their actions and, in turn, influence their trading results in a more positive direction. Chapter 26, The Performance Effect. Goldstein focuses on the crucial connection between a trader's mental state and their performance during execution. He explains that mental clarity, focus, and a positive mindset significantly affect how well traders perform when they're executing trades. Your mental state isn't just a passive factor. It actively shapes your ability to stay disciplined, trust your process, and make the best decisions under pressure. Goldstein emphasizes that when traders are in a negative mental state, whether from stress, frustration, or self-doubt, it can cloud their judgment, cause them to second-guess themselves, and lead to mistakes. Conversely, a positive mindset allows traders to stay focused, confident, and composed, even in the face of market volatility. Positive thinking helps eliminate emotional interference, allowing the trader to stick to their strategy without being swayed by fear or greed. Goldstein shares several techniques to optimize focus and improve mental performance during execution. One key technique is mindfulness, which helps traders stay present in the moment, reducing distractions and emotional triggers. By practicing mindfulness, traders can learn to separate themselves from their thoughts and feelings, allowing them to focus solely on the task at hand, executing the trade according to their plan. Another strategy Goldstein recommends is visualization. By mentally rehearsing the execution of trades, traders can program themselves to respond calmly and confidently when the time comes. Visualization helps reinforce the confidence needed to trust in the process and to avoid reacting impulsively to market fluctuations. Goldstein also encourages traders to develop a pre-trading routine that includes mental preparation. This could be as simple as taking a few minutes to breathe, visualize success, and set a positive intention for the trading day. These small practices help create a mental state that is focused, disciplined, and ready for execution. Goldstein concludes that a positive mindset is essential for successful execution. By cultivating mental clarity and focus, traders can optimize their performance and make decisions that are more aligned with their strategy rather than emotional impulses. Chapter 27, Results Orientation versus Process Orientation. Goldstein discusses the critical difference between focusing on results versus focusing on the process. While results, like profits and winning trades, are essential in the short term, Goldstein argues that consistently focusing on the process is the key to long-term success and trading mastery. He explains that when traders become overly focused on outcomes, they often fall prey to emotional swings, driven by the desire to win or avoid losses. This results-oriented mindset can lead to impulsive decisions, excessive risk-taking, or emotional overreaction to market movements. In such cases, traders can easily lose sight of their strategy and begin making decisions based on short-term results rather than long-term goals. Goldstein advocates for a process-oriented approach where traders concentrate on executing their strategy consistently, regardless of the immediate results. By focusing on the process, the steps, routines, and risk management rules that are built into a trader's plan, traders can detach from emotional outcomes and build a more stable, reliable trading practice. A process-focused trader views each trade as part of a larger journey, recognizing that some trades will be profitable and others may not. What matters most is how well the trader follows their plan and sticks to their principles. This mindset helps to reduce stress and frustration, as the trader's sense of self-worth isn't tied to the outcome of any single trade, but rather to their commitment to executing their strategy with discipline. Goldstein stresses that consistency is the ultimate reward of process orientation. By focusing on the process, traders can improve their decision-making over time, build better habits, and develop mental resilience. The process becomes the foundation for sustained success, even in the face of unpredictable market conditions. Goldstein argues that long-term success in trading comes from trusting and sticking to the process, not from being fixated on short-term results. Chapter 28, Navigating the Performance Phase. Goldstein offers practical strategies to help traders navigate the performance phase with smooth and effective execution. This phase is where all the preparation and mental work come together, and it's critical for traders to execute their trades with discipline and precision. Goldstein emphasizes that the key to successful execution lies in structured and methodical approaches. One of the most important aspects of this phase is risk management. Goldstein explains that proper risk management is essential to protecting capital and maintaining consistency. By setting stop-loss levels, determining position sizes, and adhering to risk-reward ratios, traders can manage potential losses and reduce the emotional stress that comes with unpredictable market moves. Structured risk management allows traders to stay disciplined and follow their strategy, regardless of the market's fluctuations. Another key strategy for smooth execution is mental rehearsal. Goldstein encourages traders to visualize themselves successfully executing their trades before they actually do it. Mental rehearsal helps condition the mind to stay focused and calm during the actual trade, reducing the chances of hesitation or impulsive actions. By mentally rehearsing, traders can practice staying composed under pressure and reinforcing their commitment to their trading plan. Goldstein also emphasizes the importance of having a clear pre-trading routine that helps center the trader's mind before engaging with the market. This could involve activities such as meditation, reviewing the trading plan, or performing some physical exercises to release any built-up tension. By setting a positive mental tone before trading begins, traders can approach the performance phase with clarity and confidence. Finally, Goldstein stresses that structured execution minimizes errors. The more a trader sticks to their plan, follows their established routines, and manages risk effectively, the fewer mistakes they'll make. Errors often arise from emotional decision-making, impulsivity, or not sticking to the process. By creating a structure around execution, traders can reduce the impact of these errors and execute their trades with greater precision. This chapter outlines that navigating the performance phase requires risk management, mental rehearsal, and a pre-trading routine. By adhering to a structured approach, traders can minimize errors and execute trades more effectively, leading to consistent performance. Chapter 29. Staying positive when the market wants you to be negative. Goldstein explores how to maintain mental resilience and positivity even when the market seems to be working against you. Trading often comes with setbacks, losses, and unpredictable volatility. It's easy to feel discouraged or negative when things aren't going well, but Goldstein stresses that staying positive during challenging times is essential for long-term success. Goldstein acknowledges that setbacks and losses are inevitable in trading. The market is inherently volatile, and no strategy is perfect. However, he points out that the way traders respond to these challenges plays a significant role in determining their success. When traders allow negative emotions such as frustration, fear, or self-doubt to take over, they risk making impulsive, irrational decisions that only worsen the situation. Instead of succumbing to negativity, Goldstein suggests techniques to reframe setbacks and maintain optimism. One such method is viewing losses as learning opportunities. Goldstein encourages traders to adopt a growth mindset, where each loss or mistake is seen not as a failure, but as a valuable lesson that brings them closer to improving their skills. By reframing setbacks in this way, traders can maintain their mental resilience and continue to move forward without letting negative emotions cloud their judgment. Another powerful technique Goldstein shares is the practice of gratitude. By focusing on what is going well, such as sticking to the trading plan, following the strategy, or even small wins, traders can shift their focus away from the losses and regain a sense of perspective. This simple shift can significantly improve a trader's emotional state and help them stay grounded in the midst of market turbulence. Goldstein also emphasizes the importance of mindfulness during periods of volatility. By staying present and avoiding catastrophic thinking, such as fearing the worst outcome, traders can maintain clarity and make better decisions. Staying mindful helps traders avoid getting caught up in the emotions of the moment and instead stay focused on executing their strategy. Goldstein stresses that positivity and mental resilience are essential for navigating the ups and downs of trading. By reframing setbacks, practicing gratitude, and staying mindful, traders can maintain their composure and continue to make rational decisions, even in the face of losses or market volatility. Chapter 30. Letting Go, a Superpower. In this chapter, Goldstein introduces the concept of letting go as a vital psychological skill that every trader must master. He explains that one of the greatest challenges in trading is learning how to detach from the outcome of each trade. Whether a trade results in a win or a loss, it's crucial for traders to let go of the emotional impact and avoid carrying those emotions into the next trade. Goldstein describes letting go as a superpower because it enables traders to stay mentally clear and focused. When traders hold on to the emotional baggage from past trades, whether they're celebrating a win or stewing over a loss, it affects their ability to perform effectively. Emotions like pride, guilt, fear, or regret can cloud judgment, lead to impulsive decisions, and even create an unhealthy cycle of overtrading or undertrading. The key to maintaining a clear and objective mindset is to learn how to release emotional attachments to trade outcomes. Goldstein offers several strategies to practice detachment. One important technique is mindful awareness, simply noticing when emotions start to arise and acknowledging them without acting on them. This can be as simple as taking a deep breath and reminding yourself that each trade is just part of the bigger picture, not a reflection of your worth or capabilities as a trader. Goldstein also emphasizes the importance of developing a long-term perspective. Instead of fixating on individual trade results, traders should view each trade as a small part of their broader trading journey. This mindset allows traders to maintain emotional stability, knowing that one win or loss doesn't define their overall success. Another technique Goldstein suggests is mental resets. After a trade, especially a loss, it's important to mentally reset by taking a break, engaging in an activity that refreshes your mind, and refocusing on the next opportunity. This helps prevent emotional carryover, where the negative feelings from a previous trade influence the next one. Goldstein argues that letting go is an essential skill for every trader who wants to achieve long-term success. By detaching from the emotional outcomes of individual trades, traders can maintain mental clarity and make more rational, effective decisions. Chapter 31. Letting Go. Goldstein expands on the idea of letting go, emphasizing it as a critical practice for maintaining emotional balance in trading. Building on the previous chapter, he delves deeper into how releasing attachment to both wins and losses is essential for preserving a trader's mental clarity and focus. The key is to cultivate the ability to detach from the emotional reactions tied to trade outcomes, preventing these emotions from interfering with the trader's ability to make objective decisions. Goldstein highlights the psychological trap that many traders fall into: attachment to outcomes. When a trade results in a win, it can lead to overconfidence, impulsive behavior, or a false sense of invincibility. On the other hand, a loss can trigger negative emotions such as frustration, anger, or self-doubt, which can cloud judgment and lead to further poor decisions. The solution to this cycle is learning to let go of both wins and losses. To help traders practice this, Goldstein provides several mindfulness exercises aimed at developing the skill of detachment. One powerful exercise is mindful breathing, where traders focus on their breath for a few minutes after each trade. This simple practice helps center the mind, clear out emotional clutter, and prepare for the next decision with a fresh perspective. Another technique Goldstein recommends is the noticing exercise. This involves acknowledging any emotional responses that arise after a trade, without judgment. By simply noticing feelings of excitement, frustration, or disappointment, traders can gain awareness of their emotional triggers and learn not to act impulsively on them. The goal is to observe emotions rather than getting caught up in them. Goldstein also discusses the importance of creating a ritual for letting go after each trade. Whether it's taking a walk, doing some light physical exercise, or engaging in a relaxing activity, these small rituals help reset the mind and create a mental boundary between one trade and the next. By intentionally letting go of any emotional attachment, traders can maintain mental resilience and continue to make decisions based on their process, not their feelings. Goldstein reiterates that letting go is an ongoing practice that can significantly improve a trader's mental game. By using mindfulness techniques to detach from both positive and negative outcomes, traders can prevent emotions from clouding their judgment and stay focused on the process. Chapter 32, The Reset, Entering the Fertile Void. Goldstein introduces the concept of the fertile void, a neutral mental state that traders must enter after each trade to reset their minds. This state is essential for staying mentally clear, focused, and prepared for the next trading opportunity. The fertile void is essentially a mental reset where traders let go of the emotional attachments from the previous trade, whether it was a win or a loss, and prepare themselves for a fresh perspective. Goldstein explains that after executing a trade, it's easy for traders to carry over emotions, thoughts, and even stress from that trade into their next decision. Whether they're feeling elated after a win or frustrated after a loss, these emotional states can interfere with their ability to make objective, clear-headed decisions in the future. The key is to enter the fertile void, a space where emotions don't dominate, and the trader can make decisions based on their process rather than the emotional baggage of the past. Goldstein suggests using specific mindfulness techniques to cultivate this state. One of the primary methods he recommends is deep, conscious breathing. This helps release tension and brings the trader back into the present moment. He also suggests engaging in short rituals or activities that promote relaxation and mental clarity, like walking, stretching, or simply sitting in silence for a few minutes. The fertile void is not just about mental relaxation, but also about gaining perspective. Goldstein explains that by resetting the mind after each trade, traders can clear away the emotional clutter and reconnect with their goals, their strategy, and the overall process. This allows them to approach the next trade with a fresh mindset, free from previous judgments or emotional influences. One of the most powerful benefits of entering the fertile void is that it prevents mental exhaustion. By resetting the mind regularly, traders can avoid getting stuck in negative thought patterns or burnout. This helps them stay sharp and ready to adapt to the constantly changing dynamics of the market. Goldstein emphasizes that entering the fertile void is a powerful way to reset mentally, enabling traders to make clear, focused decisions without emotional interference. By adopting this practice, traders can continuously improve their performance and maintain a strong psychological foundation for long-term success. Chapter 33, Self-Compassion, Soft Power. In this chapter, Goldstein advocates for the power of self-compassion as a critical tool for emotional resilience in trading. He addresses the common tendency for traders to be highly self-critical after experiencing losses. This self-criticism often leads to feelings of frustration, guilt, and anger, which can cloud judgment and hinder future performance. Instead, Goldstein suggests that self-compassion, treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding as one would offer a close friend, can help counter these destructive emotional patterns. Goldstein explains that self-compassion is not about excusing mistakes or avoiding accountability. It's about acknowledging the inevitable setbacks of trading and responding with empathy and understanding rather than self-judgment. He draws a clear distinction between self-criticism and self-compassion. Self-criticism leads to negative emotions and mental stress, while self-compassion promotes a healthier emotional state, enabling traders to learn from their experiences without being consumed by regret or frustration. Goldstein offers practical strategies to cultivate self-compassion. One effective technique is to engage in self-talk that is kind and non-judgmental. Instead of berating oneself after a loss, a trader can reframe their internal dialogue to something more supportive. It's okay to make mistakes. I'll learn from this and be better prepared next time. This type of positive reinforcement helps to reduce the emotional impact of losses, allowing traders to move forward with a clearer mindset. He also encourages traders to embrace imperfection. Trading, by its nature, involves uncertainty, and no trader is perfect. Self-compassion allows traders to accept their mistakes without viewing them as failures, but as opportunities for growth. By adopting a mindset of learning rather than punishing themselves, traders can continue to improve and perform at their best. Goldstein also suggests that traders develop a routine of self-care practices, whether it's through physical exercise, relaxation techniques, or engaging in hobbies outside of trading. These activities help reduce stress and maintain mental well-being, further supporting self-compassion. When traders take care of themselves outside of the trading environment, they are better able to handle the emotional ups and downs within it. Goldstein underscores that self-compassion is not just a tool for healing emotional wounds, it's a powerful strategy for enhancing mental resilience. By being kinder to themselves and treating themselves with empathy, traders can foster better emotional health, reduce stress, and improve their overall performance in the market. Chapter 34, Developing Your Human Potential. Goldstein expands on the idea that trading is not just about strategies and markets. It's also deeply connected to a trader's personal growth and holistic development. He emphasizes that becoming a successful trader requires more than just technical knowledge or market analysis. It also requires the development of mental and emotional skills that support a trader's overall well-being and resilience. Goldstein argues that the process of trading should be seen as a path to personal growth. Traders must learn to integrate mental skills like self-awareness, emotional regulation, and resilience into their broader personal development. By improving themselves as individuals, traders also enhance their ability to make better decisions, stay calm under pressure, and adapt to the inevitable ups and downs of trading. He encourages traders to approach their development in a holistic manner, considering not just their technical abilities, but also their emotional intelligence, physical health, and mental clarity. For example, Goldstein suggests that maintaining physical health through exercise, sleep, and nutrition plays a direct role in mental sharpness and emotional balance. A trader who takes care of their body is better equipped to handle the stresses of trading and stay focused during high-pressure situations. Goldstein also advocates for ongoing self-reflection and continuous learning. He encourages traders to look beyond short-term profits or losses and focus on developing themselves into more effective, well-rounded individuals. This means challenging old mental habits, embracing new perspectives, and being open to personal transformation. By working on personal development, traders build a stronger foundation for mental resilience, which ultimately supports their trading performance. One of the key points Goldstein makes is that personal growth is not just about fixing weaknesses, but also about recognizing and nurturing strengths. Acknowledging what you're good at and honing those skills can make you a more confident and effective trader. By focusing on both improvement and empowerment, traders can create a more balanced and sustainable approach to their work. Goldstein emphasizes that the journey of becoming a successful trader is deeply intertwined with the journey of personal growth. By developing oneself holistically, mentally, emotionally, and physically, traders can cultivate the traits that are essential for long-term success and fulfillment in the markets. Chapter 35, Becoming Your Best Ally. Goldstein highlights the importance of becoming your own best ally in the trading journey. He underscores the concept that, just like a coach or mentor would guide you, you must learn to support yourself through positive self-talk, discipline, and consistent encouragement. Becoming your own ally means developing a healthy relationship with yourself, one that fosters mental resilience and encourages growth rather than self-sabotage or negative thinking. Goldstein points out that traders often fall into the trap of being their own worst critics. This self-criticism can lead to negative emotions, poor decision-making, and even a diminished sense of self-worth after a loss. Instead of tearing themselves down after a mistake, traders need to develop a mindset that treats mistakes as learning opportunities, one that is supportive and focused on growth. By becoming your own coach, you can motivate yourself to stay disciplined and positive, even during challenging times. He suggests that traders practice positive self-talk as a key tool for fostering self-support. When faced with a tough decision or after making a mistake, instead of focusing on the negative aspects, you can use affirmations like, "I am capable of making smart decisions," or "I will learn from this and grow stronger." These positive statements help to reframe the situation, shifting the focus from failure to progress. This type of self-encouragement helps build confidence and prevents the negative spiral of self-doubt. Another essential element of becoming your best ally is maintaining discipline. Goldstein explains that self-discipline isn't about rigidly following a set of rules, but about maintaining a commitment to the process, even when faced with uncertainty or emotional setbacks. A trader who consistently adheres to their trading plan and mindset is acting as their own ally, reinforcing the behaviors and attitudes that lead to success. Goldstein also advises traders to celebrate small wins and acknowledge their progress. By regularly recognizing personal achievements, no matter how minor they may seem, traders can build a sense of self-respect and pride in their efforts. This boosts mental morale and makes it easier to face the inevitable challenges of trading with confidence and determination. Goldstein emphasizes that the ability to become your best ally is a crucial factor in achieving consistency and long-term success as a trader. By developing positive self-talk, discipline, and an overall supportive mindset, traders can reinforce behaviors that lead to better decision-making and a stronger mental game. Chapter 36. That's a wrap. In this powerful closing chapter, Steve Goldstein ties everything together, reflecting on the journey through the performance process cycle and the two approaches theory. But more than a summary, this is a call to action, a final push for traders to take the insights they've gained and turn them into consistent, daily practice. He reminds us that mastering the mental game of trading isn't about finding quick fixes or one-time breakthroughs. It's about developing a lifelong mindset of growth, discipline, and emotional intelligence. The tools, concepts, and mental models shared throughout the book, like the 4 quadrants of the performance process cycle, being, production, performance, and letting go, the player versus house risk approaches, the importance of presence, and the power of purpose, are not meant to be merely understood. They are meant to be lived. Goldstein emphasizes that true trading success doesn't come from perfection, but from consistent application of what you've learned. It's about committing to self-awareness every day, recognizing your patterns, managing your emotions, and choosing to show up with clarity, humility, and focus. Trade after trade, win or lose. He also reaffirms the importance of mental agility, the ability to adapt, reset, let go, and start fresh. The market is unpredictable and full of surprises, and your greatest strength lies not in controlling it, but in mastering your internal response to it. Goldstein speaks directly to the trader inside you, the one who's striving, growing, sometimes stumbling, but always pushing forward. He urges you to stay committed to the process, to remain curious and open, and to view every trading day as another chance to improve, both as a trader and as a human being. Goldstein doesn't promise certainty or easy success. What he offers instead is something much more powerful: a framework, a philosophy, and the belief that with dedication to mental mastery, you can become the kind of trader who thrives not just in good times, but in all conditions. And that brings us to the end of Mastering the Mental Game of Trading by Steve Goldstein. I hope you found this journey as insightful and transformative as I did. If this video helped shift your perspective or added value to your trading mindset, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us bring more powerful summaries and content your way. Until next time, trade smart, stay mindful, and keep mastering your game.